What's up, guys? Today is chest day. It's gonna be another quick workout, at least attempt to be. I think the main purpose of this video is just to kind of talk about the holistic views and mindsets that I have to living a healthy lifestyle. Number one, being the gym. Movement, resistance training, especially. It's just so big when it comes to longevity, having muscle. But anyways, we're gonna do 4 sets, 8 to 10. 3-second negative. Yeah, that would be first set. I will say, my views on it is resistance training as much as possible. Maybe starting off slow, of course, so you don't just break your body because you're not used to it. But being consistent enough to where you see progress, you see change. I will say doing about 60 minutes or so of resistance training a week, starting off there, and then just building, tolerance in order to progress more. Once you build that tolerance, say you can only work out 20 minutes a day, you can only find time to do 20 minutes of resistance training, then that is better than doing nothing. But if you do 20 minutes, say Tuesday and Thursday, I would say the first thing you should do is add an extra day on top of that. So if you can only do Tuesday and Thursday, try finding a schedule to where you do Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Still 20 minutes. But upping the frequency is going to help. Added 5 pounds. Oh man. But yeah. Next thing to change. And you don't have to go to a gym in order to resistance train. If you start off and you're at baseline 0, then body weight resistance probably good enough to start for a month or 2. If you're doing push-ups, air squats, lunges, things like that, in order to build that tolerance, then do that. It's completely free, using your body weight. And then after that, upgrade to resistant bands, upgrade to low weight dumbbells, just to keep on adding on top. But that building muscle is so important for longevity. Once you get that movement down, I'll say probably the cheapest alternative to do. Once you get the movement down, you build your base up. I would say another thing to do that doesn't really cost that much is hydrating better. Drinking plain water, better than not drinking water, obviously, but adding minerals to your water. So doing sea salt, red mint salt, pink Himalayan salt. Those things are going to add minerals back to the water that are basically taken out. It's going to help fuel your body better getting those minerals that are important to you. A lot of people lack, especially Americans. We like a lot of stuff when it comes to hydration and nutrition, just due to trying to make everything shelf stable. Right, third set. Okay, I didn't count that one, but that felt good. There's 4 sets on this, one more, but probably gonna stay with this weight. And the reason why I'm using the Smith machine, that's the reason why I 7 squats. My body doesn't have to work harder to try to stabilize, the bar. It's in a fixed path. I don't have to think that much, use that much extra, so I can really focus more on my chest. I think my views on the holistic side isn't that crazy. I mean, there's a lot of, I would say, crazy things that a lot of people believe in. But some are being, proven to be true, which is, the crazy thing. Like, how crazy are they actually? They've been saying this for, who knows how long, but it's starting to be proven. It's a little funny. Alright, last set. Tells you there, 8 or 9. Yeah, adding that to your water, the minerals, sea salt, not table salt. Table salt's not gonna benefit you that much. But sea salt, Himalayan salt, vitamin salt, better hydrate you, and very cheap to make that change. Adding a pinch of salt to 8 ounces of water, so 1 bottle of water, 2 pinches of salt. Good start. What? Once you do the hydration, doing the salts, you can add extra hydrating effects by doing lemon and lime, so it sticks better to your cells. It actually goes into your cells instead of just passing right through you, which is usually what plain water does. I know it sounds crazy, guys, but trust me, you'll feel better hydrating effects by just adding sea salt, remnant salt on top of lemon and lime. You can do both or just do one. Go whatever tastes better to you. And adding something to the water just makes it easier to drink throughout your day. Yeah, adding lemon and lime, pretty cheap. Next mine is eating whole foods, getting away from all the processed stuff. Is just gonna improve overall health, staying away from the ultra processed foods, relying on whole foods, staying away from the processed sugars, which sugars most addictive drug out there. You know, it's pretty insane. But our food is filled with it. You know. Right. Nutrition, that's the expensive part. I mean, if you can, obviously, go organic, whole food, grass-fed, grass-raised beef is honestly best. But, yeah, it is expensive. So, the cheapest ones are, adding movement into your life, hydration into your life. But whole food is honestly going to do wonders. Hopefully that was 10. Because I can't count, guys. I think when you start eating whole food diet, eating less of the processed stuff, I think initially you're going to lose weight. I'm not saying if you keep on eating all organic, not processed, that you're going to maintain calorie deficit. In the beginning, most likely because the nutrients is going to fulfill you much more than eating processed food. You go to McDonald's, the hamburger is like 700 calories for a single patty. Make your own patties using grass-fed beef. It's going to be lower calories, higher protein content, most likely lower fat content, which is where the calories come from, and how the processed food is. It's a lot of fat. So, start off, you probably will lose weight, but eating whole foods doesn't guarantee weight loss. Weight loss just depends on calories in versus calories out. If you eat 2,000 calories ultra processed food and 2,000 calories whole food, you're going to maintain. That's your maintenance level. You're going to maintain. But how you feel is going to be the difference. Have a week straight binge on McDonald's, only eating 2,000 calories, you're going to maintain weight, but you're going to feel like crap. Eating whole food, eating 2,000 calories, you're going to feel good. You're going to feel full. You're going to feel whole, basically. You're going to start looking better. But, nutrition's the hard part. It's so convenient to eat out. I'm not saying never eat out. The 80-20 rule, 80% eat clean, 20% do whatever. I love Chipotle. I love Chick-fil-A. That's what I use my 20% on. You just gotta be cautious, Alright. I think those two. But nutrition's the most expensive part to try to add on. Try to do because your nutritious food, whole food, organic food is much more expensive. Even if you can't go organic, that's okay. Have a start line. Don't let perfection get in the way of better or good. So let me stop with eating so much fast food. Not condemning anybody that does, because I do it as well. And I said it's a convenience thing, but meal prepping, utilize that tool in order to have a better week. The one that I would add on nutrition is the usage of seed oil. Try to stay away from seed oils. They are highly inflammatory. Studies are starting to show that how inflammatory they are. Just stay away from them. Seed oils, it's hard to do it because seed oil is all in everything. Restaurants cook in seed oils because it's cheaper. If you go to United, Walmart, wherever you get groceries, if you compare the price to vegetable oil versus olive oil most likely is going to be more expensive. But start cooking in beef tallow if you can, ghee, grass-fed, grass-finished butter. Real butter, not margarine. Butter isn't bad for you, but buy real butter. Start cooking in that. And olive oil, where I was supposed to cook in. Olive oil is more of a dressing than like a oil to cook in. But stay away from canola, vegetable, peanut, sunflower. Just go to olive oil, butter, beef tallow. Your body will thank you in the long run. But again, don't let perfection get in the way of better. Okay, that'd be 10. But yeah, start small. Start small and work your way up. The way to kind of boost quality of life is peace. Just peace. Living a peaceful life. I believe in God. I'm a Christian. And I look to Him for peace. Thankfully, I work for a company that is very big on faith. So I'm able to take breaks throughout my day if I just feel stressed. Just with workload or whatever season I'm in, I'm thankful that I can take a 2 to 3 minute walk and essentially just pray. Look to God to help me with peace, to just feel better and blow this more. Maybe that would help with the tension. But yeah, just you don't want to be in a constant fight or flight mode. Your body just can't operate that way. Technically, I have two chests today. 2 chests, 2 shoulders, 2 triceps, but like I said, crunch time. So 2 chests for sure, 1 tricep, 1 shoulder. But I'll touch more about peace in a second. Yeah, not having your body in a constant fight or flight. Your body is supposed to go it's supposed to go into fight or flight when there's an emergency. You're getting attacked by a bear and you want that adrenaline. You want to be going. You want your cortisol to raise through the roof so you can perform. You can go 100%. Either you're going to fight the bear or you're going to run from the bear. But your body can't tell the difference. Your body doesn't know that you're getting attacked by a bear or just you're just stressed all your day because you have 30 things to do by the end of the day and it's already 4 o'clock and you got 1 done. So finding time to find that peace, to relax. Yoga's good, meditation's good. After my workouts, I use the sauna. That's my time to reflect about my workout. Sometimes I read my Bible while I'm in the sauna. Sometimes I don't. I'm being honest, but finding that peace, it's always good. When you find that peace, it'll help your body not to be so inflamed. Inflammation is good. Acute inflammation is great. When you work out, like after this workout, I am inflamed because I'm stressing that muscle, stretching that muscle. I'm testing, I'm working out. So I want to be inflamed. Do I want to be inflamed 10 hours from now? Definitely not. Chronic inflammation is not good. It's not good for you. So de-stressing helps you become less inflamed. Taking recovery measures help you less inflamed. Eating whole foods makes you less inflamed. Not using seed oils makes you less inflamed. So you gotta find what works for you, but dude, peace. I think working out for me has. Let me do the set. I'll tell you. There's been a study I read recently about working out, like this whole working out protocol, and man, untrained man, so they are barely starting to work out again. Hopefully you can hear me, but they're starting to work out again, and they took their baseline cortisol levels before they started training. I think it was 8 to 12 weeks. I can't remember exactly how long the protocol was. They took it at the end of the protocol, and it turns out that their baseline cortisol levels dropped because they added resistance training. And I believe it was just resistance training. There may have been some aerobic training as well, but I'm like 98% sure it was straight anaerobic, just resistance training. So lifting, the acute is going to raise cortisol, raise blood pressure, raise your heartbeat. That's the acute effects. Like an hour, 2 hours maybe after this, my heart rate's going to be a little bit higher. My stress is going to be a little bit higher. Blood pressure a little bit higher. But that's kind of what you want when you're lifting weights. But 4 hours from now, all going to be lower. That's it. Alright, I stopped recording when I was at the gym. Obviously, because I got into the sauna. Nobody wants to see that. But the whole talk today, whole YouTube video, was just about having just a better mindset when it comes to nutrition, movement, peace, and hydration. It's holistic, but really it's not. It doesn't have to be labeled anything but other than good health, better health. You want to always strive to make yourself better, even if it's 1% a day. Change your seed oils. Use olive oil, beef tallow, ghee, butter. Add mineral salts to your water. Not table salt, but pink Himalayan, red mint salt. Move more. Don't just sit down at your office job 8 hours a day without moving. Stand up once an hour. Take a little lap around the office every hour. Just move throughout your day. Resistance train if you can. 20 minutes a day, or 20 minutes 2 days out of the week. Then switch to 3 days out of the week. And then up the duration. Instead of 20 minutes to 30 minutes. Build muscle for your longevity. You want to be strong. If you have kids, you want to make sure you can pick up their kids when it's their time to have kids. You want to make sure that you can bend down and get up. You want to make sure you can even use the toilet and get up unassisted. A lot of people, older people get put in the nursing homes for that very reason, because they cannot get up by themselves. So make sure you build muscle. Make sure you move. And then peace. You don't want to be constantly stressed. It's just not good for your health. it's not good for you. So find ways to de-stress. Mine is working out. Mine is using the sauna. Mine is finding time with God, just to relax, just to be at peace. I look for Him for peace. But yeah, guys, it's pretty simple. Simple concepts. Just do it. You will feel better. If you have any questions, please leave a comment. Maybe I'll go a little bit deeper into more holistic things that I believe. That I know some people are like, this guy is crazy, he's cuckoo, he doesn't know what he's talking about. But if you have any questions, drop a comment, like this video, share this video, subscribe, and I'll catch you on the next one.